I wrote 100 different lines to begin this video. Some of them were funny, some of them felt overwhelmingly forced. Truthfully, they were all terrible. But, do you know what isn't terrible? This coffee. Coffee is never terrible. There's a lot to be said for breaking the silence, but I feel like right now, in this moment, I owe you this much. We've come so far in such a short space of time. A little over 1 year of regular uploads and 100,000 of you are here supporting me on this journey. To say I'm humbled is an understatement. All the while, I haven't actually said a word. Where was Mr. Matt Lee before all of this? Did he always build PCs? All of those are very good questions indeed. So, for us to tell that story, we're going to have to rewind a little. We're going to need a time machine of sorts, and I have prepared something, but it's completely untested. Well, I guess, here goes nothing. My career as a filmmaker stems back over a decade. Sports cars, supercars, even your average daily cars, you name it, I filmed it. The automotive industry shaped and defined my creative vision, from meticulously studying the intricate lines which make a Porsche 911, to the technology powering new electric hybrid supercars into the new era. The industry constantly pushed me to adapt and create unique content and tell those brand stories on both local and global levels for almost 10 years. Alongside all of this, I was also travelling the country, and Europe for that matter, filming and producing music videos for established and upcoming bands. I even spent a huge part of my career telling branded stories in the form of short films, documentaries, and commercials. A large amount of these films were within the corporate and advertising sectors. They all came with their own unique quirks. Some days were emotional, some captivating, and others uplifting. I got to meet some really great characters, share regular warm mugs of coffee, and make friends with faces that I'd idolised growing up. Everything felt, well, kind of perfect. This train was on the right tracks. I was seeing the world, doors kept opening for me, and truthfully, the journey felt unstoppable. Well, that was until... Yeah, about that. That was a thing. A thing which would change all of the aforementioned things. My things are no longer allowed to work because of lockdowns, and I have a burning desire to create still. I guess it's time to revaluate. Cars and gaming PCs. They share a lot in common, right? Technology, interesting design languages, unique and sometimes weird lighting. What if I could tell the story of building a PC, except without a commentary? A visual journey. Rather than listening to me talk, you could just kick back and relax whilst the story unfolds. Would you enjoy that? I would enjoy that. And 70 videos later, here we are. After that little trip back through time, you join me in the present day, assembling another gaming PC. This time, however, I'm going to share the footage throughout the video from a slightly different perspective. A behind the scenes of sorts, and a glimpse into my working process. I might just give this PC away to a subscriber later in the video too, but we'll talk more on that right after this segue to our sponsors. Wait, I'm just playing. There's been literally thousands of opportunities for sponsored segments on the channel over the last year. The business side of me absolutely screams to accept them and get creative with a non-commentary, fun way of implementing the ads in the videos. But honestly, it's not for me. The aim of my work is to evoke a mood, and a feeling. Putting in an ad spot almost feels like being punched in the face while you're having a massage. I wouldn't want that for me, so I don't expect that for you either. Think of my videos more like a movie. There are product placements throughout. Sometimes I'm paid, sometimes I'm not. You know that they are there, you absorb, you acknowledge them both consciously and subconsciously, but they didn't interrupt the video, and that is the main thing. And here's a fun fact that you may not have known. I run this channel entirely by myself. There isn't a second camera guy, there isn't a script writer, there isn't even an assistant. Everything you've seen in these videos so far has been created by myself. I guess you could say total creative freedom, or totally stressed. Either way is fine by me. Building a PC is kind of an art of observation. I remember hearing a quote many moons ago which went something like, "We don't see things the way they are, we see things the way we are." And I think there's a lot of truth to that. And it's for that reason that I don't want to tell you what you should and should not buy. After all, aesthetics can play a big role in the decision-making process. We need our gear seekers to tear down PC cases and talk you through the build process. We need Technotis for benchmarks and data. We need Optimum Tech for his wizard-like creations. And we need Tech Tesseract for their charisma and lifestyle in this space. I just want to tell the visual stories surrounding the products, as they both excite and interest me, whilst exploiting, developing, and growing my own skill set as a filmmaker. And so far, we've been doing that in heaps. I know there's been a lot of interest over the last year for me to provide a walkthrough with the equipment I use to make these videos. I absolutely feel like that would be a great idea too. Maybe someday soon I'll make it happen. Today I've decided to put aside the Blackmagic Design Ursa 6K Pro camera in favour of a smaller setup. I didn't quite anticipate how time consuming it would be to film myself whilst filming a build. An absolute mental and logistical challenge for sure. And things are about to get even more complicated with these next upcoming shots. A typical video takes around 5 to 6 days to create. 2 days are usually spent filming, although those days are typically 12 to 15 hours each. This is then followed by 2 even longer days of post-production, and a further day for working on the surrounding social media photoshoot content. Don't get me wrong, I would love to upload more than one video a week, but it's just not possible. The more I work on these films, the more technical they become, which in turn means more time they take to film and produce too. Growth is inevitable. It's how we handle that growth which will ultimately define the future of the content that we make here on the channel. I've often spent many of nights kind of sitting here, editing, thinking, where are we going? What are we doing? Is this forever? All of which I do feel are valid questions, and ultimately, I don't think anybody could be absolute with an answer. What's important is that right now, we're here together as a community to enjoy the art of creativity, embrace a shared passion, and grow together with each passing video. There's genuinely nothing more humbling than kicking back and reading through the comments that you guys leave on my channel. To inspire you is one thing, but to hear your open and honest feedback about the filmmaking process is another. You probably hear this a lot from other channels, but I do genuinely read through every comment. I try my best to respond to as many as possible too. The comment section in general has been inspiring for me to learn about the things that you love, the things you don't, but most importantly has provided a solid way for us to communicate. And when you consider that my channel is without a commentary, well, I just thank you for being there. I've been filming the first stage of the build in this video for around 10 hours now, and I think it's almost time to drive home. The great thing about having a dedicated studio is being able to simply turn everything off, go home, recharge, and then get back on it again the very next day. And of course, every good morning starts with a coffee. You know how it is. So, back to the PC being built. What's the idea behind this, and why have I chosen this specific setup for the 100k video? Well, if we throw back to my early days as a PC builder, it was both NZXT and ASUS who were at the forefront of my creative journey. My own first modern era gaming PC for personal use was in the NZXT H5 Flow. Iconic, desired, and most of all, extremely upgradable. I guess this PC build is almost an identical replica of my own first, except with slightly more modern hardware. I like to feel that whoever ends up owning this PC will also get the same sense of joy and excitement that I felt back then. A solid foundation to upgrade from, RGB for those who need it, or simply turn it off if you don't. Whilst I'm extremely good friends with all the brands included in this build, none of them has sponsored this video. I didn't ask them to. I have personally purchased all of the hardware to give this PC away without ties, along with a hat tilt to you, my followers. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm getting the itch for an airflow visual and a cinematic, so without further ado, let's go. Are we still here? I'm still here. Hopefully you are too. I guess we need to talk about how you can win this gaming PC. I could tell you to follow all of my social channels or head to a Gleam giveaway page to encourage personal growth. Instead, I want us to collectively do something for the greater good. Using the link in the video description, head to my Buy Me a Coffee page and you'll be able to purchase one or more coffees without signing up to anything. It's really simple. All of the proceeds for the next 14 days will be donated to Gamers Beat Cancer, a charity who provides support and care through the power of gaming to those in a less fortunate position than me or you. I like to think that together we can make a difference to one person's life other than our own. One coffee means one entry. The more entries, the greater your chances of winning, as all of the names will be pulled from my hat later on. Whatever the total donations are, I will too be making a donation on top. Following this, a winner will be chosen and announced at the end of the video on the 23rd of October. Finally, I just want to take this as a last opportunity to say thank you. It's been really great to speak to you. We will, in time, speak again. Do I take my hat off if we reach 1 million subscribers? Man, so many rocks left unturned.